Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is gonna be a crazy video. I don't even know where to start because I know everyone's wanted an update, and there's been many times where I sat down, tried to update things, and it just didn't make sense because we kind of went through a whirlwind of having complete different results all the time, every week. We just didn't know where to start really, so we wanted to make sure we had enough information, whether that was kind of barely any information or, you know, more than we knew. So I think I'm gonna start with around November. I went back on chemo. I was just a few weeks off chemo, a little bit longer than I usually would be, because I had a surgery. So in the surgery they were trying to collect as many like biopsies to do a trial, and the trial just didn't work out. Honestly, there's no reason for me to start getting into that because the trial has nothing to do with anything anymore. Like, it just, the trial did not work out for me. I wasn't viable for it, so moving on. After that trial I had to do a lot of healing in my body, and I feel like in my mind. That was when I went to LA, and you would have saw the video I made there, and I'll link it down below if you haven't, where I just explained why I was there. And after LA and I came home, I had Christmas and it was amazing, and I know a lot of you were like expecting an update around then, but I really just wanted Christmas to be a time of where I could be with family and not really think about cancer all the time. And yeah, so then January came and I really wanted to get up a video about my video last year that went viral, and I just didn't get to do an update. It's all gotten way too much. So I'm here now and I'm just gonna get you started. So basically the last few months have been a different trial of the same chemo, but like using it differently. Some months I've used a smaller dose more frequently, some months I was on a higher dose, and some, you know, months I've just, you know, it's been really different. We're trying to change it up and see what works best for my body, but also makes me feel the best, because my doctor really doesn't want me sitting around feeling horrible all the time. Even though, you know, sometimes that does happen with chemo, he wants to make sure that happens as little as he can. Like, he wants me to be as good, you know, most of the time, if that even makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense. But yeah, he really wanted me to be able to still live a life where I wasn't always in pain, and but I wasn't always getting sick from chemo or not being able to leave the apartment. So it was really trying to find a chemo that, the same chemo, but a chemo protocol that worked well for me. So last month we tried doing 2 days of very high dose chemo, and seeing how I do. And I've had a drop in counts and then they've come back up, and I really feel like I'm going to have another drop next week, but we're not fully sure about that yet. But where I am in cancer wise, I do feel like my pituitary gland is so much better. It's still not there, it's not fully you know, at the stage we want it to be, but it's definitely improved and it's definitely been responding, which is amazing. There are a few things I'm going to be left with for me, like permanently, even when I am cancer free, and I'll list them here. Just a few are diabetes insipidus, which I really want to do a video on because it's kind of hard to understand what that is, and some hormonal deficiencies and problems that I will have to just replace with other drugs, so it's fine. Also, my skin drastically has improved. It's kind of good I'm doing an update right now because I've had a flare up in my skin the last few days, so I'm actually not changing chemo, but I'm adding another chemo into my protocol. So I'm slightly changing the protocol this month, where I have a tablet chemo and my infusion chemo. So hopefully that will bring the flare up down on my skin, because it does work really well for that. And then the major area of concern anymore is really just my colon and my GI tract. There's just many problems there. It's not really easy to get rid of. It's been the most stubborn area, and it hasn't really reacted how we thought it would. But also I can't be on this really extreme chemo for that much longer either, because it's already messing up my bone marrow and just my overall health. And we already expect months of recovery after I finish chemo, and we really just don't want to prolong that process. So we're hoping that in the next few months my colon starts to respond, but we still really don't know when we're going to be home, or you know, when I'm even going to be able to like travel to go home. So I can't answer those questions right now. There's some questions like, will you ever lose your hair again? I can't answer them. I really hope I don't, because the chemo I'm on now doesn't cause hair loss for me. But I can't answer those type of questions until I'm literally off chemo for good. And I really hope that's around the corner, but we're not fully sure yet. We are still fundraising because we've so many living costs here. It's extremely expensive to live in Houston, especially the area that we do, because it's very safe area that's very close to the medical center. And although we are very close and we get to live in a nice area, that comes with just a huge expense. And it's not just where we live, it's the places to go to eat, like to get food shopping, to get groceries. They're way more expensive than if we were to get groceries in like Ireland. So overall everything is really expensive, but we are very lucky that the hospital is working with us with those type of costs, but there still is so many living costs. So I will link down below my iDonate. If you're able to donate anything at all, want to do fundraiser, please contact me, or yeah, that would just mean so much. I'll put my email below if you want to contact me, and also my mom's email. Another thing I do want to address is there's been a lot of fake profiles of me recently. I don't know why people want to pretend to have cancer. It's some sort of, I don't know, like they want attention or something. I really don't know why they do it, but they do, and I've had millions of fakes, so many. I just want to say I'm not on Movie Star Planet. My only Twitter is You're All Cray. I'll put it up on the screen. My only Instagram is shauntellex. I'll put that on the screen. My only Snapchat is shauntellex. I'll put that on the screen. And I will also put on the screen Team Shauntelle Tynan account. That's my like page on Facebook. And then Shauntelle Tynan, that's my Facebook page, but I no longer accept people I don't know, so there's no point really adding me on there. But you can definitely like the Facebook page, but they are the only accounts that I have. I am not on anything else. I'm not on Movie Star Planet. All these people trying to be me, it's not me. So thank you to everyone who did notice that and did you know, delete that girl or whatever. I don't really know what the website is, and come to me telling me. But they're all the accounts I have. If you ever need to tell anyone, tell them to come to this video. So okay, so I'm kind of wrapping it up. As I said earlier, I really don't know when I'm going home. Ideally I would love to be home for next Christmas or before that. I really wanted to get home in August, but it just doesn't seem that way anymore. So we honestly just can't tell you. We don't know until the future. So hopefully, you know, the next year goes smoothly and it can be the year that I finally get to know active disease. And yeah, that's all I really have to tell you right now. If anyone has any more questions, definitely leave them down below and I'll do a Q&A
for Dr. McLean.
And any questions for Dr. McLean as well, because he's going to be doing the Q&A with me. So yeah, just leave them down below if anyone else wants to know anything else. And yeah. This is my mom. She wanted to be in the end of the video because she's sick.
Yes, I wasn't able to do the rest of the video, but I just want to say thank you to all of you for keeping following Shan, and for all the donations, and for continuing to do little events and everything, because that's what's keeping us here, and we don't want to leave until we know that we can, as much as we want to leave to go home. But we know that we're here for a reason, and we're going to stay now till the end. We're so close, I can just feel it. I hope so.
We hope so.
I hope.
So yeah, it's kind of everything. Again, if anyone has questions, Snapchat me, Instagram me, leave them below, and we'll get to that in the next few videos. And yeah, we'll see you very soon, guys. Bye.